I thought I might put a post about my perception of what it's like to have an epileptic attack. I suffer from petit mal epilepsy, and like I've said in my previous posts, it's characterized by blankouts. I faint, I kind of, stare off into the distance and it looks like I'm daydreaming. Um, yeah, so generally what would happen is I would start off in the morning and I would be feeling a little bit dizzy, a little bit headachy, feel a bit out of it. I might feel fine to drive my car. I'm a student, I go to university, I'm studying psychology. So I would drive my car. I'm very, very careful, always obey the speed limit, wear my seatbelt. But anyway, that's besides the point. Um, so you can feel it coming, but you feel it coming quite a while in advance. And I know that they call it an aura, but for me, I feel it quite early on. For instance, I say it feels like my brain is twitching. And I know epilepsy is when you have the neurons in your brain misfiring, particularly when it's in your temporal lobe. So I start feeling twitchy, and I start feeling anxious. I get heart palpitations. That's when I know a seizure is coming, is when I sort of get like this kind of buzzing around my head and spots in front of my eyes. Then I know that I need to get to a safe place, because I'm either going to pass out or just completely switch off. So generally that's when I go home and I get in bed and I make sure that there's nothing around that I can hurt myself with, because I've fallen plenty of times and cut open my head and like hurt my hands, like hurt my shoulder. I haven't broken any bones yet, thank goodness. I fell in the shower the other night and needed x-rays of my ribs, but nothing was broken, thank goodness. So you start feeling out of it quite a while before you have an epileptic seizure. That's my experience. It starts off with the twitching, the buzzing, and it's a very, very unique experience, and only other people who have epilepsy can understand what I mean when I say twitching or buzzing. And it literally feels like your brain comes alive in a way inside your head. It feels like everything is moving so quickly, and that you have no control over your body, obviously, because you faint, you go limp. But it's very, very, very difficult to understand unless you're living it. I've never seen another person have an epileptic attack. I don't know what it looks like from the outside. My mom and my boyfriend and my other family members do say it's very scary, because they can just see me lose consciousness completely, and it's very difficult for me to come out of it. I find that I often don't remember what has happened afterwards. If I'm not helped, and someone explains it to me, I get very confused and very agitated and very, very anxious. In the beginning, when I first started having epileptic seizures and someone would move me into a safe location onto the bed, or put a pillow under my head, I would get a really, really big fright once I came to, and that would lead to panic attacks, because I would be so anxious because I would have no idea what happened. Now that I've been through this for a few years, I know how to handle it. I know when I'm going to have a seizure. I know how to handle it. My family members and the people I care about know how to handle it. And that makes all the difference, is when you communicate with them and everybody understands exactly what's going on. That's made a huge difference in my life when it comes to dealing with my seizures. Basically, if anybody's watching this and they want some advice, is keep open lines of communication with the people that you care about. And when you go through these experiences, write them down so that you can understand what's happening to yourself. You have something to refer back to. Write down the symptoms, the way that you feel, so that you know for future when an epileptic attack is going to happen. So yeah, basically that's been my experience and my journey so far. See you soon.